about that, guys? Seoul Dynasty versus Vancouver Titans will be our third series of the day. We've had a lot of really fun matches today, actually. That last one is crazy. I can't believe Atlanta was actually able to take out New York twice in one stage, not make playoffs. Baby Bay has those grabs, yet he's still player of the match. Like, all sorts of unexpected stuff happening today, guys.
Well, I think what was interesting about that, too, is it
Doug,
really... Doug Bennett, player of the match. It really legitimizes the Atlanta reign. Because they're not a fluke team anymore for upsetting the NYXL. Both of these teams had an off week to prepare for this match. This was NYXL's last match of the stage, and they still fell short. So I think this is a great moment to be an Atlanta fan.
I agree. I mean, Atlanta played really well across the board. In New York, I think people are starting to kind of read how to take these guys out. But speaking of that kind of thing, let's take a look at the standings and see how that match kind of impacts our standings. Well, the big thing is that Spitfire actually jump ahead of the Excelsior overall in the standings. They are now the #1 seed in the Atlantic.
And I'm going to explain something very non-intuitive here, which is that you see Spitfire at #3 and Titans at #2. But because the first seed in Atlantic Division and the first seed in the Pacific Division are automatically the top 2 seeds in the stage playoffs, we are actually going to see Spitfire currently in the 2nd seed for the stage playoffs and Titans in the 3rd. So I know it's different with the Stage 2 standings overall. I know it can be confusing, but this is a chance. I mean, the Titans, they're probably not going to take that Pacific Division crown away from the San Francisco Shock, given the current map differential.
Probably not. And as you can see, those last playoff spots, 2 make it in, 2 don't, between Dragon Spark, Dynasty, and Hunters. We're going to see what the Dynasty can do today, but let's talk a little bit about one of the last times that Seoul met Vancouver here. There was the playoff match, of course, where they got, beaten pretty hard.
Yeah, and I think taking a look at this, if we look at their very one-sided playoff matchup, I was critical because we talk about the start of Stage 2. They weren't playing Fissure at points in that match, and for me, I said, why aren't they playing Fissure? Why would you run with this weaker lineup? But now that we have some perspective on it, I think we can say that Seoul, since they started with having Fitz and Marvel in this lineup, has looked better as a team, even though I still think Fissure is the better individual player. You can't argue with their results over the stage using this starting roster.
Yeah, I agree. New Look Seoul Dynasty has certainly performed a bit better as time goes on. Speaking of Seoul Dynasty, they're going to be our first team we introduce in this series. Let's hear it for them. Once again, the Seoul Dynasty.
Reppin' 82, I'm in Seoul City. Riding down the streets, got my homies with me. Pull up in a Rover, steady watching over.
Vince leading the charge. As the song says, he has his homies with him.
He's repping 8-2, the country code for South Korea. We used to rep the 8-2, Della.
We did. We had our homies in 8-2 as well back in the day. As you know, as you say, as a common vernacular allows. But we'll see. Seoul Dynasty, I feel like this is a team that has been growing a lot over Stage 2. We mentioned about some of their roster changes, obviously relying on Fitz and Marvel a lot more. Michelle has been a great addition to this team this season overall, and I think if they're ever going to have a moment where they're going to really push the Vancouver Titans to the limit, I think this is going to be that match.
It's got to be, right? This is the second matchup that we're going to see between these two teams this stage. It's going to be the third that we've seen in the last month if we're counting the stage playoffs.
Right.
And, they've done better every time. They looked better, improved from the playoffs to their first match, and now we need to see that improvement again.
They have. But none of that has ever seemed to matter against the second team in this series, a team that has yet to be beaten. Let's hear it for the Vancouver Titans. And time again, every time you think, okay, this is going to be the match where somebody finally gives the Titans an L. Doesn't happen. They turn it around. They find a way somehow to keep themselves in the series.
Living up to their namesake. It took a long time for the Titans to be beaten, Kronos to fall to Zeus, and it hasn't happened yet. They're just eating all the kids of the Overwatch League here, and some hero needs to rise up to take them down.
Maybe they need some 3D maneuver gear or something like that. We're mixing our Titans references, but you get the idea. Titans have been so good, though. I mean, coming over from Korea, obviously formerly known as Team Runaway, and these guys are on a historic win streak right now, and a big part of that is due to their support player Twilight. This guy has been one of the best flex supports in the league, and he definitely had some choice words when it came to what he was going to do to the veteran, Jaehong.
서울이 아직 저희를 한 번도 이긴 적이 없는데 평생 그럴 수 없게 해드리겠습니다.
Liu Jaehong and Seoul Dynasty, you guys have never beaten us, and I will make sure that that will never ever happen in your life. Wow.
Man.
I love that.
Well, okay. The gauntlet has been thrown.
I love the Titans. They are willing to come in here as an expansion team, absolutely dominate everybody. As Wolf was saying in that last match, there's a conversation to be had whether the Titans are now the best team we've ever had in Overwatch League. And to come in with that level of confidence and trash talking is just, it's just glorious, though.
Yeah, I think that's a conversation we need to start having if they win the Stage 2 playoffs. A little while to go until that happens, and I don't know, I think it's dangerous to throw the gauntlet down in front of a player like Jaehong. That has not ended well for other people in the past. Let's take a look at our map set brought to you by Toyota. Lijiang Tower will be our control map, our first map of the series. Then on to Temple of Anubis for Assault. Finally, Blizzard World for Hybrid, and then escorted, if we need it, that fifth and final control map, and I hope we do, man. This is a series that I want to get as many games out of as possible. Watch out, camera!
Gotta dodge the cameras here in the Blizzard Arena.
That's right. Only thousands of people saw that, don't worry, man. Seoul Dynasty, this is it. This is the moment where they can solidify themselves as a team that has grown to become one of the strongest teams in the league. But man, it's going to be tough against a team like the Titans. Going to be 3-3 for the Titans with the Winston, but some DPS on the side of Seoul.
All right,
so
Seoul trying a bit of a different look here. Titans in the
switching.
past have sometimes struggled to deal with multiple DPS compositions. Of course, they have not lost a match, but sometimes this gives them a little bit of trouble. Haksal now over to the Sombra and Somin Su on the Soldier 76. So they respond in kind.
Bio grenade on Bumper.
Yeah, adding some more pressure onto Fitz. Either he's going to get hacked, shot out of the sky by Somin Su or Twilight, and they're still trying to disrupt them on this approach. Munchkin here taking the shots, chipping them on the way in.
I mean, Seoul takes the point first because of the swaps from the Titans, but now they're coming back in. See if they can do it. Haksal gets hacked by the opposing Sombra right off the bat. On board with Fitz now as he tries to range justice from above on some of these players. Dangerous move. Marvel down early. Nice shot from Fitz as well. The Titans having a lot of trouble getting through the door.
Hey, this is excellent for the Dynasty. The fact that they got the point for free because of the swap.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can win with these mind games. It's an underrated part of Overwatch right now. How when you come out the door and you can force a comp switch, how much free percent you can occasionally get onto the point. Now, Twilight does have a nano boost. Expect that to come onto Bumper. Summon Su makes the move to the Tracer, but that is another very important pick. Seoul Dynasty buying all kinds of time.
Yeah, and I mean, look at Slime's ult charge right now. He's only at 34%, and Seoul already halfway to taking this point. So that sound barrier is not going to come in anytime soon for the Titans.
They're going to try and drop down here once Jaehong gets the nano boost.
Yeah, that's a good move.
That's a sleep onto Chanu.
Chanu, and now the barrage unopposed. The sleep dart finally onto Fitz, courtesy of Twilight. But it's not enough. Seoul Dynasty crushed that fight, and they still are going to have 4 ults going into the next one.
That was a boost shutdown by Jaehong with the sleep dart. He's going to get Marvel, but they can't really follow it up. Twilight actually gets Fitz right there, so color me surprised. Seoul Dynasty falling as they maybe pushed a little bit too aggressively. They also used the Valkyrie.
Yeah, I think they punished Marvel hard for how far he ran up. That was a dangerous moment. Slime, a dangerous moment for him. Munchkin has had his number all round long. Titans trying to take it back again, but it's the DPS players on the Dynasty keeping their team in this round.
Yeah, Marvel still on the point here on the Wrecking Ball, and they're just going to close this, Stoa.
I mean, Bumper had nothing.
Yeah, Haxal's just going to die. No use of EMP.
No mech.
They're going to shut down Chanu in the mech animation.
No mech for Chanu again as he tries to get back in. Munchkin kills Slime again, 100-0. And that, honestly, that was one of the most dominating control rounds we've seen this year.
Yeah, I mean, top to bottom, it was Seoul Dynasty.
Yeah.
Munchkin hitting the headshots and some quick swaps. And this is one of the issues that we've been wondering if it was going to be exploited in the Titans. Sominsu is an incredible Zarya player, but when he's been forced to flex off, it hasn't looked quite as good. We've seen him play some Soldier. Tracer, McCree, these types of heroes, but they haven't looked quite as strong. Stitch is that player on the lineup, but he's not as good as the Zarya. So do they have the flexibility as we take a look here at Munchkin?
All right.
Beautiful shot on the Haksal. Remember, he died before he could use that EMP.
Yep.
It's gonna be a number 3 right here into the Tracer. Munchkin hitting the critical hit.
All
There's
right.
another one,
All
another
right.
headshot.
That's Munchkin killing 3 of the most mobile heroes in the game right there. That is what a Widowmaker can do at peak performance, guys. Marvel swinging away now. He's on the Reinhardt. It is going to be 3-3 for both teams as we get started. On the second one, Bumper down already, though. Seoul manages to carve him off from the rest of the team. And it looks like they might just get the control percent going first again. Chanu demeched as well. That is huge. He's going to have to go back and swap.
Yeah, Titans bullied off the 2 points in a row at the beginning. This time it's not a surprising composition, it's just an early pick. Now Summonsoo did get a lot of grab charge off of that, however.
He did. He's going to need to put it to good use, too. And he put some normal damage charge to use onto Munchkin, at least. That's going to be a 6v5 in favor of the Vancouver Titans. Big shatter comes
massive
through.
shatter, massive
Marvel! Wow. Marvelous. It looks like Bumper's just going to take Marvel for a ride. He doesn't actually go off the timing, but now he does. No. Bumper, how is he staying on? All right, they finally kill him. This is insane already.
The mystery was solved at the end.
I want to see that Bumper charge again. I want to see that, man.
Yeah. We're going to take a look at that
first,
shatter
though.
again from Marvel.
All right, wait for it, wait for it.
Yeah,
Mind Games won.
Yeah, Mind Games won. Summonsoo taken out. Exactly what you see. Grab now coming in. But Marvel dies on the charge approach. What was that?
I mean, they just didn't have the resources to keep Marvel alive in that one. Now Vancouver Titans heading towards the point. Slime down already. Seoul Dynasty. I think you gracefully lose this fight. I think you save your ultimates and come back and retake later.
I mean, they had support ults to go in right there. Marvel just sort of charged in and died. Miscommunication from the Seoul Dynasty, because that should have been easy to follow up on.
It's one of those things.
If you are Seoul, that is not good.
I mean, you think you have one of those resources to keep your Reinhardt alive, and you don't. You don't use the ultimates. They're not expecting to have to use them, and they don't. And your tank dies. Titans in control now.
Yeah, now, you only got 60% there.
Yep.
Not as much as you would have liked based on what you spent. Graviton comes in. Self-destruct used as a counter to prevent the follow-up.
Yep, pretty much. They keep themselves protected. They get the transcendence out of both teams, actually, as they push forward here. Bumper with another shatter maybe coming in. He's going to use it. Knocks down a few.
Sound barrier.
Hits the deck. That's right. Sound barrier comes in from Seoul to save him. Titans push back to the point. Seoul Dynasty still trying to move in. The Titans Bumper stopped.
Another shatter too.
Right. Self-destruct his animation, I believe, there.
Yeah, self-destruct thrown out, but they still pick one off. Summonsoo is not long. Solo grab just so they can flip the point. That is A-okay.
That is perfectly fine. Yeah, they got Fitz. Got him, or rather, they got Summonsoo. Summonsoo is pretty close to that grab as well, so I think that was a good pick, a worthy grab to take the point back again. Let's watch a replay here.
Yeah, not only that, but watch how Slime's beat gets canceled here during the animation. So
that's rough, man.
That's pretty big. Bumper was not in a position really to block it with his shield. They took a risk trying to slide around that corner during the ult animation.
Meanwhile, rallies on both teams as Titans try to take it back again. 82% for Seoul. There's a grab coming in onto the Dynasty. They can't keep Munchkin or Fitz alive, and that's just going to be a pretty clean fight for the Titans, it looks like, as they retake.
Yeah, nothing really Seoul could do right there. Jae-Hong was just so close to getting that Transcendence, but didn't have it up yet. And in this game of seesaw between the Titans and the Dynasty, it's going back the Titans' way currently.
Seoul has a little bit of time to build ultimates again and go for one more push.
I mean, they have a 5-ult push potentially coming in for them, so they should focus on that right now. Just play some poke for just a second here.
Yeah, if they win the next fight, they're probably going to win the map. And Seoul knows that. They're going to approach this one a bit more cautiously.
Yeah, trying to stay behind cover while they set up right now. Drop down coming in.
Yep. Dynasty inching their way forward. Sound barrier nearly up. Oh, that's a big shot.
That's huge.
He just gets in there, man. Jae-Hong out. Seoul tries to salvage this with the sound barrier, but they've lost Jae-Hong with his Transcendence up. I don't know what Seoul's going to do now, man. They didn't get anything out of that self-destruct. Marvel's going to go down in a moment here. Yep, Zarya's shield didn't last, and now 99% for the Titans. Seoul trying to sneak back a take, but it doesn't work out. That shatter from Bumper just delivered the Titans the round. That was sick.
I mean, the Zarya shouldn't have been so far forward. What do you say? Fitz playing greedily because he was so close to a grab.
Yeah.
That was a patience issue for the Dynasty. They hold back just a little bit longer, and they had the time. They had the time to play it just a tad slower, more deliberately. But Bumper realized that there was a play to be made because that Zarya was out of position. He makes it, and that means the Titans stay in the match here on Lijiang.
That's yet another one of those situations, right, where the Titans look like they're on their last legs and somehow they survive a situation you probably shouldn't survive. They're so good at capitalizing on small mistakes that other teams make.
And they're very good in the mirror. I mean, they're extremely good in the 3-3 mirror. They know it better than anybody. They were playing this composition in Korea at a high level 6 months before many of the teams in the Overwatch League were.
Very true. Now we go to Control Center, our final round here on Lijiang Tower. See if Seoul Dynasty or the Titans take it. Seoul would love to start with a map advantage here. They're going to try to jump onto Bumper right away. Not going to work out. Twilight's got too much healing there with Yana, and So Min-soo finishes off Zenyatta on the other side. Jaehong down, and Seoul needs to back away already.
And they're trying to charge back. Actually, this could be good. Bumper actually taken out right there. So now an opportunity for Seoul to come forward. The point will be capped, but they're going to be at full strength as Jaehong returns onto Zenyatta. No main tank right now for the Vancouver Titans. It's a 6 versus 5 power play here for the Dynasty.
Yeah, you got to back off. You got to wait for Bumper to get back here. Try to delay the take as long as you can. Marvel has a shatter. There's a grab, tries to counter shatter, doesn't connect with it though. Toby down, Fitz soon to fall as well. And the Titans hold off the aggression again. Seoul does slip the point, but they're only going to get a few % out of it.
Yeah, So Min-soo returns with a Graviton Surge, able to build it up twice as fast as Fitz. He took a flank route on that initial attack to take out Jaehong, ends up working, and he is rewarded coming in with the grab. Bumper also there in the nick of time to stop that shatter.
Yeah, it's as close as it gets. But credit for the Titans too. Everybody on the team backs up. They just keep their toes on the point to keep it from flipping, and then they can step behind the shield when the shatter comes in. It's just great team play from the Titans.
Yeah, you look at So Min-soo on Zarya right now, 18 limbs, 2 deaths. Performance that we've come to expect from him. One of the top Zaryas in this league, without a doubt.
Everybody trying to pile onto Bumper again. They're going to use the sound barrier to get extra aggressive. Hawk's in trouble. Another shatter comes in from Bumper, but nobody knocked down by that one. Charge denied. Oh no,
was
it's
it?
not denied. Denied on the original target, not on the second. Silly me to think that Bumper was only charging one person at once.
Oh boy, and So Min-soo is lapping Fitz and Gravitons right now. That's the second one. Fitz only charged his up after the fight was effectively over. Seoul Dynasty losing a few members. So this has been rough. Titans have been dominant here on this final point of Lijiang Tower.
I mean, Seoul looked so good on the first point when they were playing that DPS composition, but not now. Twilight looking for a sneaky sleep dart. If he can get it on the Marvel, that's huge. He hits it!
Where's the shatter?
There's
Where's
the
the
shatter!
shatter?
Bumper used it. He only knocked out Michelle, but the bio grenade came in after it. Michelle, oh, they get Fitz as well. And Vancouver Titans, despite that shatter coming in from Marvel at the end, are going to keep holding this point, and I don't know if Seoul can get back.
That's just such a good setup. You expect to not see Bumper. You know, Bumper's the one known for sitting in the corners, but that time it's a classic Overwatch play. Twilight Diana sets up the sleep dart in the Bumper shatter.
Twilight flexing on Seoul Dynasty during the interview and then doing it in-game. That's impressive. What a comeback in that map from the Titans. We'll see if Seoul can tie it up when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Vancouver Titans taking a lead in the series right off the bat, and the first round looked rough for them, but they came right back. The 3-team mirror is certainly not something you want to challenge the Vancouver Titans at. We've seen it time and time again. We've said it time and time again, and there's another example for you.
Only team that can do it right now is the Shock.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. That's the only way.
much.
You know, they fought them to the brink in our Stage 1 playoffs, going all the way to that Game 7, but there has been no other team even remotely close to challenging the Titans' dominance in the mirror.
As we move on to Temple of Anubis, our assault map, I really like that sleep dart at the end of End for Twilight to set up the shatter for bumper. That's like an old Chips High and Coco combo from Team
true.
Envious, like 3 years ago at this point.
That brings back a lot of very good
Yeah.
Overwatch memories.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just one of the best combos out there, man. Hide your Ana and sleep the Rhine, and then the shatter just comes through.
I mean, the thing about it too is it's obvious if there's not a Rhine because he's standing on a corner trying to shatter,
Yeah.
but it's somewhat hard to predict that where the Ana is. You're not
Right.
always going to be able to see the Ana on the approach.
Generally going to be in the back, staying safe. You don't expect her to be lurking around the corner. But Twilight, he's just on that level, man. He's transcended.
Yeah, Titans have lost this map 3 times, which is probably one of their worst maps, even though they still have a winning record on it.
Good chance for Seoul to equalize. Then they will be starting on the defense, and we're going to see the Reinhardt 3-3 facing off yet again.
A little bit surprised they're doing this, but it can be hard to take out the Titans. But this is one of the best maps to run like the Widow, Junkrat,
Yeah.
Orisa defense on A. Maybe they have some tricks in store for
be.
their attack round.
I'm a little bit surprised we're not seeing a different kind of defense from the Dynasty. Right now, Titans taking a long time to walk through the point right now.
They
Going now.
Damage to Fitz.
All right, maybe waiting for
Nice
Zarya Shields to
Emek
come
on a
up again.
Janu. Really good stun.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to take up bumper as well. Great start for the Seoul Dynasty.
Yeah, Munchkin gets the stun, weaves it in there onto Janu's mech.
Yep.
Back line.
Oh, Jaehong. Twilight. Saying, hey, you know what? Ooh, that can actually remind you I'm here.
I mean, that's going to be bad, too. Zenyatta's so slow, and trading out Zens when you still have that Lucio to go ahead and taxi back.
It's a race, man.
We've seen Toby. Toby's all the way back right now taxiing. This is going to be a 6 versus 4 as a result of that taxi.
They're going to take so long to get there. Toby just trying to get back. He has to leave Jaehong on his own. He has to do something for his team. Someone's just going to zone him out. Disaster for Seoul Dynasty.
I mean, that may not be the choice you want because now they have to retake after waiting for their supports.
It's going to be rough, man. A lot of Seoul members really low on health as well. Chunked out for the moment anyway. Michelle taking a lot of damage. He's going to get demacked if he's not careful.
quite.
Still's got the grab. He's going to use it on a Marvel. And there's not a lot Seoul Dynasty can do to stop this. And it all goes back to Twilight's pick onto Jaehong. That was so big.
Yeah, and also the decision to send Toby back for Jaehong too, because when you're guaranteed that 4 versus 6, you must leave the point. Whereas if you have the Zen there, you might be able just to stay in a corner, slow down the approach a little bit, but not the case here. So Titans will roll through point A. Now, fortunately for the Dynasty, they did use their grab. So you've only got this Transcendence, you're unlikely to snowball.
Sure, they've got the tools to stop this. And they're going to use the grab right away. Summon soon nearly down. Actually, they're going to take him out. Marvel with a great charge to just remove the Zarya. That was just a really clean way to end the push with only one ultimate.
Yeah, one thing we've been very complimentary about with the new Soul is efficient grab usage.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Summon Su pokes his head out. You realize, okay, we can solo grab him. They literally don't have anything else. Credit to the Titans for not using the Transcendence and getting baited in right there. And they save it for the next push. So deliberate, but Soul's getting great value, and they're going to be on top of this ult economy for a little bit.
Right, and by killing Summon Su so quickly, too, they deny him the ability to get closer to his grab. So it's actually not that big of a disparity between the two Zaryas right now.
Absolutely.
Vancouver Titans on the outside looking in. Let's see how much else they can build. This might be one of those economy pushes. Then again, you never know when Bumper's going to land an insane shatter, so anything's possible.
They'll walk up right now, try and get onto the point, put some pressure on.
Yeah, they're trying to cut Bumper off. Munchkin going forward too as well. That's going to be the Transcendence from Twilight. Now the sound barrier from Seoul. Munchkin trying to just wait it out. Marvel down. They couldn't keep him healed. There's the shatter unopposed. Nobody knocked down by that one though. Charge comes through. He's going to take Munchkin out of the fight. Take him away as the rest of the team gets hit by that self-destruct, and Seoul just collapsing under the pressure from the Vancouver Titans.
Yeah, Soul's support ults there not going to be too effective. They had to get them in a little bit earlier. Instead, it's just a stall right now as Toby bounces around, but he can't make it back after getting shot off the point.
Wow, decisive from the Vancouver Titans, and just like what we talked about, man. I mean, when the Titans want to move in and take a point, there's very little you can do to stop them. The execution is very crisp. Quick break, and Seoul goes on the attack.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, guys. Seoul Dynasty about to go on the attack here. They did give up point B pretty quickly to the Titans, and they had a lot of tools to seemingly defend longer than they got to.
Yeah, it was really weird that they didn't commit their support ults, because once the Titans aggressively walk on the point like that, you know they don't have the grav, so why not just play some support ults right then and there?
Yeah.
And instead, they sort of held them for a long time, which caused their front line to collapse. Then it was all cleanup. But you know, those are the kind of really tiny, minute timing issues that the Titans are capable of exploiting most of the time.
Well, that's exactly what we saw on the first map on Lijiang Tower, and what we said after that one is the Titans are so good at capitalizing on little mistakes that their opponents make. It doesn't take a lot for the Titans to take advantage of you.
Yeah, and especially in this mirror.
Yeah.
Question now is whether Seoul is going to be doing something interesting on the attack. Let's take a look, however, at Twilight and the Zen head-to-head. Should be said that Jaehong's best hero has been Ana so far this stage.
I agree. A lot more healing done by Jaehong, but the damage is where it's at. Final blows for Twilight too. You saw him getting the picks as well onto Jaehong, crucial ones, of course, in multiple rounds so far, and only one death. That's actually kind of crazy.
As Captain Planet, our stats guy, is telling me, 2 of those final blows were on Jaehong. So those,
Right.
like you're saying, Noah, those are really important. And so we'll see how this continues to play out. Obviously, some choice words for Jaehong, even though that interview started with Twilight saying that he admired Jaehong. And
of course.
It's a very common sentiment because he is the original great flex support player in Overwatch.
Well, I mean, people like Jonak, Twilight coming in saying Jaehong is one that inspired them to play flex support and become as good as they are right now. So it is cool to kind of see, you know, the student take on the master, basically. And I think the roles might be getting reversed a little bit there, but Jaehong is the original when it comes down to it. Okay, guys, we got the match of the week coming up tomorrow, and it's going to be a good one. Shanghai Dragons taking on the San Francisco Shock. That's a big match for the Dragons. They have got a chance to make the stage playoffs.
Look at this, Vancouver Titans. Yeah, gonna be going with the Winston 3-3. Not a lot of surprise. You need that mobility from the Winston because they may not be, they probably are expecting the Seoul Dynasty to do something a little bit interesting here. But if you go for the Rhine 3-3, obviously you have on attack, you have to take a long route.
I would love to
Up
see
the high ground.
Michelle Sombra. I feel like Seoul's really excelled when they've done that in the past. Looks like they might be going with that DPS competition here.
Same thing, Munchkin. Gonna be here on the Symmetra.
Yeah,
just for to get Jaehong up onto the high ground. He'll be swapping off.
Yep. Now you're playing with portals, and you've got Jaehong in a great position on that Ana.
So Widowmaker. So we've seen these kind of strats before. Ana teleported up to the high ground,
Uh-oh,
and that's
sleep
a
dart.
nice sleep dart.
Yeah, sleep dart on the Fitz is pretty big. They're going to try to take advantage. And he can't quite get the grenade around. Bumper takes him down, gets hit by the bio grenade, but gets away and gets healed.
That's absolutely huge because now they can knock them off the high
nice
ground.
sleep
I
dart.
mean, the entire attack here collapses basically. Bumper's there with the bubble, Janu. Not really going to be punished, but the entire attack collapses because you spent so much time playing with portals, getting your Ana up to that high ground, setting up. And it's just a great sleep dart from Twilight, just ruins your push.
That's the thing, is you look at Twilight, and he's always kind of looked like Jehong 2.0 with the sleep darts he can hit, the accuracy of this guy. He really is one of those flex supports that's on another level. And Michelle going to a lower level as Bumper takes him down. Seoul Dynasty again in a 5v6 situation, and Fitz putting a lot of pressure on the Twilight here.
Twilight's going to go down. Yeah, Twilight had an anti-heal grenade that was slung at him by Jehong.
Direct hit from Fitz onto Slime as well, and now Seoul starting to get the ball rolling a little bit.
Oh no, Toby falling though.
You can't have that happening.
They're gonna try again. Another
Haksal?
good anti-heal is gonna take out Haksal. So they're calling targets well around the bionic grenade, and that means they're gonna just take the point.
Yeah.
Those are great nades from Jehong and great follow-up from Marvel and Fitz.
Right. I mean, that was just Fitz delivering Seoul that point right now, using the barrage at the end to secure it. And why not? You're gonna make changes anyway.
Yep, but here we go. Here's the problem, Noah. If you don't use any ultimates and you're the Titans, all of a sudden you're looking at a huge ult bank as Seoul has to flip over. Yes, they will keep the EMP for the time being.
I like that.
This should just be a nano boost onto Bumper as soon as Seoul pushes the point. And it's going to be up to Michelle to get the epic EMP they need to get a lot of ult charge or maybe even take a couple ticks here. Probably not more than that.
All right, nice hack on a Bumper. It's a good start there. Michelle has to translocate out. Bumper does get the nano boost. They're going to wait it out. There's a big anti-heal grenade onto Seoul as well, too. That also caused him to retreat a bit there.
All right, so they save it. That's a good disengage from Seoul. Excellent read.
Yeah.
The nano boost is going to be used. Pretty predictable. Vancouver have nothing for the time being, though, so this EMP could be big. You see the positioning. They're behind the column, so he can't hit 6.
All right. Oh, the stun! What? Haksal!
Oh, no, it was
Incredible.
during the animation as well.
What a shield bash from Haksal. Yeah, man, you earned that emote. That was brutal.
Oh boy, and you know, you look at the way the Titans play. It's like they're reading your mind. On A, we saw them play that attack around the sleep dart. Haksal here, he is Somber Hunt. He's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? See it? Boom. Red.
Oh, man.
Like a book.
That's so great. That was so well done by Haksal.
But this is just great team play, right? Because you know they have EMP. That's the only ult you have to worry about because they swapped everything out. And you know he's going to come out when you get out of position from those columns.
Yep. Another shatter comes in for Bumper, hits 3, gets all the supports. And the Vancouver Titans are going to be able to really efficiently clean that one up. They did lose Bumper, but he's going to be back. It doesn't really matter. He did his job.
Hello, Michelle.
Michelle's taking a nap. Goodbye. There's nowhere to jump off, really, so you can just kind of either reset or you can just
you got to run
get your
back.
back eventually.
You got to let
Lose some ult percentage that way.
Yep, let the sleeping divas lie there if you are the Vancouver Titans. Switch off.
That hurts.
And that resets the ult, as you say. So, Seoul Dynasty, they're just stuck in an endless series of eco pushes right now while the Titans have been pretty stingy with their ultimates, so they're still sitting on a pretty big advantage. And they can keep this advantage rolling too, because Nano Boost can just be used to cycle against other ultimates.
Pretty much. That Fitz waiting for a chance. Maybe he's going to use the grab. I don't know. I feel like maybe you want to save it. Although Seoul really close to a lot of support ultimates too. Poke a little bit, back off. They haven't been able to really draw anything out of the Titans just yet. Sleep dart. Ooh, that was a close one onto. Nearly onto Michelle there.
There's the Nano Boost. That's going to be the trigger here for the Titans.
Yep.
Poke around the side.
It's time. Seoul Dynasty going in hard. Let's see if they can push the Titans back.
Rally used. There's the grab. All right.
Grab from the Titans. Going to be Jehong's Transcendence. Big anti-heal comes down. Doesn't hit anybody, though. It wasn't that big in the end. All right, Nano Boost on the Bumper. Waiting for it. Nice fire strike through the middle of everything. They're going to knock down Marvel as Bumper swings away, but now the grab comes in. Marvel goes for the charge with the Zarya shield, denying the damage out of the Titans tank. Munchkin in a lot of trouble. Bumper knocked down, and now Janu gets Jehong with the self-destruct. It looked like for a moment Seoul had a chance, but no. The Titans come right back again.
Oh no, poor Michelle.
Again, man. And he's got 70% towards his ult too. This is a brutal stagger.
Yep, and he's gonna leave him.
Yeah, you're not gonna kill him in that situation.
So he just loses so much time. Seoul, which is a really tough decision.
Yeah.
Do they go? And the answer is they're not gonna lose that ult charge. They decide that the better use of their time is Fitz takes a nap. Oh no.
Well, now it's gonna be even longer. At least Michelle gets his mech back this way. Bumper crucially padding those fire strike kills. He's trying to catch up to Super, you know?
I guess, and this is rough to watch. Titans with another Graviton here, Seoul Dynasty. You know, they're running the Ana, they don't have a Transcendence, they don't have a Sound Barrier, they're just gonna get rocked, and then Vancouver are gonna come back at them with 4 or 5 ults on this final push.
Yeah, just 2 minutes now, a little bit less for Seoul Dynasty. Sound barrier, they don't have it. Toby not getting that one in time. The grab used by the Titans.
A good peel, actually, so they stay alive even though they do get chunked out, so.
I feel pretty good about that one.
Yeah,
He's gonna have his ult soon.
Yeah, they feel really good about that one.
Yeah. Going through the side room again.
Bumper waiting
Alright.
for the shatter.
Sleep dart onto Marvel, they're gonna have to wait. There's no shield there. Bumper,
Twilight has bought so much time with sleep darts, just ridiculous.
he's pretty good.
Oh, he's moved forward. Oh, he moved it forward and then it set up the shatter.
It's the oldest trick in the book.
Oh, man. What a great move. Nano boosts him as well.
Yep,
So Bumper just slaying
Oh,
everyone.
no.
Michelle
I've seen this one before.
in a perpetual state of torture.
Agony. Sounded like 1 HP right now. Finally, Bumper mercifully removes him from this mortal coil, but it's a longer delay now for Seoul Dynasty.
Still got a
before
shot
they
at
can
this.
attack again.
I mean, they're going to have 6 ults on this next push. They got 45 seconds. They have time to slow roll this one. So in theory, they should be able to cap this.
In theory. I mean, in theory,
I mean,
they
it's
should
just a
have won
rally.
Lijiang Tower.
It's a rally and a self-destruct. As long
Sure.
as you are able to save your sound barrier for someone who's grab or kill him fast enough, they'll probably be okay.
The numbers are in Seoul's side right now. Let's see if they can deliver. There's a nano boost onto Marvel. Jaehon skirts around the side. Marvel just waiting for things. Gets pushed back with the sleep dart a little bit. Now he's got that shatter. Comes down. Nothing out of that one, though. And Vancouver Titans holding strong for the moment. Now the sound barrier gets used for Seoul.
Someone's doing
Oh,
it now.
another nice shatter. Michelle Jaehon.
Oh, the
Big
anti-heal.
fire grenade. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many Michelle could have gotten with that, because it's over. Vancouver Titans take Temple of Anubis.
You will not beat them in the mirror. You will not beat
Nope.
them if you have more ults. You will not win against the Vancouver Titans.
Wow. I've never seen a team as dominant as Vancouver Titans. It's incredible stuff. When we come back, halftime, and then Seoul tries to make something out of this match.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
Titans are trying to make history with 2 straight perfect stages, and they're off to a good start in this one, up 2-0 over the Dynasty at the half. Welcome back to halftime, everybody. Malik here. We got Zoe and Matt here. Oh, man, I feel like a Titan, a true Titan. I'm tall. I'm the tallest one. Ha ha. How you guys?
You scheduled this halftime.
I did.
You wanted
I totally
to be
did.
tallest.
This is totally all me, man.
But they will never know because we're really far away, so this could all be perspective.
True.
True.
Talk.
Well, they would all know. They're all here.
Yeah, those people, I guess.
So let's get into the first half. The Vancouver Titans looking dominant as usual, but it was the Seoul Dynasty who came out swinging off the back of Munchkin's Widowmaker.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of like sold us a little bit here in the first point. They were sick, right? I mean, Munchkin was just hitting so many shots on the Widow. They came out with like the damage dealer heavy compositions. Once we went away from this, though, then it looked like a normal Titans game. This did not, though.
I was happy we got to see it. I was happy we got to go to the point where they were actually able to force Vancouver Titans off of that 3-3 composition.
Yes.
Usually, whenever we see them putting in some variety, it's on their own will. It's because they feel like, oh, let's just troll because it's map 5 and no one cares or something. But seeing them actually having to make a switch or forced to make a switch due to another team putting on that much pressure, that is actually a little bit more unique. So I'm glad that we saw that from the Seoul Dynasty. Upset a little bit that we didn't continue in that fashion.
I think it's like you would have been in a better spot if your Seoul if the first map was like Busan, where you can play multiple points with damage dealers.
Yeah.
Right.
But because you're on Lijiang Tower, I mean, there's 2 points where you literally can only play 3-3 at a high level. I mean, you could play like some Doomfist stuff we've seen like have success, but against Vancouver, you kind of got to match them in the mirror.
Jungle Hunters would like to argue that point, but sure.
I mean, they'll argue every point.
That's true.
Right. There just doesn't seem to be an answer for that 3-3 against the
No.
Titans, yeah? And moving on to Anubis, I kind of feel like it didn't matter what you played because Twilight was just playing so good on that map.
Oh, I mean, he was sick. I mean, Twilight is definitely one of the better flex supports that we have in the Overwatch League, and I think you kind of just look up and down the Vancouver roster, and sometimes like he gets lost with the craziness that goes on with Bumper just going in, Summonsoo getting a grab every fight. But I think Twilight definitely coming out clutch, especially on the Ana.
Yes.
Yeah, and he kind of went uncontested there to be perfectly fine. Fitz tried to get into those backline. He tried to get a lot of shots out, but he was forced to switch back to the Zarya when they headed into point B, and they really didn't get too much done. Generally, I felt like Seoul Dynasty kind of struggled to put on that pressure onto the front line or the back line. I feel like they weren't quite sure where they're going with their aggression or their attempts of aggression anyway.
Right. Look at how many enemies this guy slept.
Yeah,
Lullaby in the competition.
In 13 minutes, yeah, I mean, pretty good rate there, putting people to sleep. But I think Ana is definitely one that we've seen more from him this stage than we had in the past. I think Ana in general, we see more in stage 2 than stage 1. But it seems like the Titans, what we see from the Shock is they like to run like Baptiste instead of Brigitte. What we see from Vancouver is they opt to run Ana over Zenyatta in a lot of situations.
Right. So what can the Dynasty do at this point? Going into the second half, down 0-2? Anything?
I mean, just play better forehead. Other than that, no. But to be, all right, it's true, isn't it?
Oh,
I'm having a great day. Anyway, no, I do think that I want to see more aggression out of them. I want them to kind of force the pace here of the game.
Yeah.
I don't think if you let Vancouver do that you getting anywhere with it. We saw that you can't really beat them at their own game, so you have to switch it up.
Yeah, I mean, they did some nice stuff with the damage dealers at the beginning. Maybe if you get a good map coming up that you can run some of those in certain points, run it. We've seen Michelle play really solid Sombra in the past. We haven't seen that thus far this game, so maybe you bring the Sombra out in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, we do have Blizzard World coming up. Maybe they can mix up, play some of those DPS heroes
Yeah,
they want to play
you
too.
can do that on offense on the first point. Yeah, without a doubt.
All right, well, the Seoul Dynasty are down 0-2, looking to get back into this game. Will the Vancouver Titans pull off a 4-0? Or will the Dynasty get back in? We're going to find out in just a bit. Stay tuned.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Welcome back, everybody. Right now, the Vancouver Titans up 2 maps over Seoul Dynasty. But we'll see. We'll see if Seoul can maybe bring it back. It's looking like an outside shot at this point, though.
I'm actually loving today, Doa. This is sort of like a moment of truth for a lot of teams, isn't it? I mean, you look at the statement match that the London Spitfire had in match 1.
True.
Outlaws, losing the entire stage. Then we move into our second one. NYXL, a little bit exposed, back-to-back losses for the Reign. And now we're here, and this was it. This was it for the Seoul Dynasty. Their third matchup, and we expected them, if there was going to be a time they challenged the Titans, it had to be today. And you know what? It's not happening. Titans still looking dominant. So I think we've learned actually quite a lot about these teams, 6 teams that we've seen so far.
It sets up some cool matches tomorrow, too, because if Seoul Dynasty do lose to the Titans, then that's going to make their match against the Spark really, really important tomorrow.
Yes.
That's going to be a really crazy one to end on.
And really, the Seoul Dynasty, this was the match that we assumed they would lose, but it does set up a situation where they have to beat the Spark tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we talk about this a lot. Maps matter. They need to pick up maps here against Titans to increase their odds of getting into back-to-back stage playoffs.
Well, that's the thing. Even if they do beat the Spark tomorrow, I believe that would still mean that they have a high chance of ending up in a tiebreaker scenario where that map differential becomes really important.
Yes. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So absolutely agree. Seoul, they need to show us more here, and I'm afraid that the mirror is just not going to do it. Like they're not a team. Really, literally, the Shock are the only team that are capable of winning this mirror.
That's right. Welcome to Blizzard World. It is our hybrid map. Vancouver Titans, the first team on the attack right now. They're just going to take a look at things, get people up there quickly with the Symmetra. And Oxtal swapping back over to the Brigida, as you would imagine. Now that they know what they're up against.
It's going to be the mirror again here, Seoul Dynasty.
Huh.
You're trying this. It is hard to play defense with anything else on this first point, it must be said.
True enough. All right, Titans pushing forward now, just trying to loop around the side. We'll see if they decide to switch things up a little bit, waiting for Twilight to try to pick somebody off on the Seoul Dynasty side. Nothing yet. But he's gotten so many. Twilight has been having one of his best days yet, I think, today.
He's been absolutely amazing.
Yep. Damage onto Michelle there. They do have to back off so that Solman Su gets a bit of healing.
Switching it up now with the Zenyatta. Getting some right clicks, does put that one in.
Toby! Toby! Little bit low. Apparently it's not to be, it's Toby down. Vancouver Titans, easy point they take.
Yeah, and that's what happens. If you rotate around the outside as the attacking team, you can catch people out of position because they have to change their formation in order to block, and Solman Su finds that opportunity again. This is multiple times in this match. Solman Su has been on a flank killing supports.
Yep,
Whether it's Jaehong or it's Toby, need to do a better job of keeping track of where the Zarya is, because when he's in energy, he can delete you so fast.
Seen it many times. Payload gets going, Seoul Dynasty trying to push up and defend at the choke, but they're gonna run into a grab. A lot of damage onto Seoul already, and Munchkin down. No defense at all possible for the Seoul Dynasty, and what would you expect? They didn't have time to really build up any ultimates on that first defense.
No, I mean, they didn't have anything at all, and Titans continuing to be as efficient can be. And the Titans' one hope right now is also in this map differential, because they're trailing San Francisco by quite a bit. They are now at plus 20 maps after their first 2 wins here, as opposed to plus 24 for San Francisco. So they sort of have to 4-0 and then hope San Francisco struggles against Shanghai tomorrow.
Yeah,
their only shot at the 1 seed.
I think Seoul Dynasty needs to use that pylon and warp in a few photon cannons here. Help shore up the defenses. See if it works. Oh, no, Bumper with another shatter coming in. Marvel tries to counteract it, but doesn't connect with anybody. Now both Transcendences used. Munchkin down, it's a 6v5 again. Toby's sound barrier came in a little bit too late. So what are you gonna do? Grab gets Soul, nothing. Marvel's out, and the Titans barely slowed down again.
I mean, they're just so disciplined, Doa.
Yeah.
They don't react on trigger, on a hair. They come back and they say, okay, we're waiting for your grab, we're waiting for you to engage before we even start that sound barrier animation, and nobody's dying. There have been 17 elims for the Titans and zero on 2 points for the Seoul Dynasty.
And it's just getting silly too. I mean, Marvel getting staggered like that. Yeah, I mean, the payload's gonna take a while to get there and he's gonna have time to respawn, but Seoul just looks absolutely scattered at this point.
Coming in right now here on point C. It's as dominant as it gets.
Yep, sure does. There's the grab again. Somin-Su has another one. Michelle's going to try to counter, but it's not going to get anybody. Oh, another shatter coming in and setting up even more kills for the Titans. And Seoul Dynasty feels like they're just kind of being fed into a wood chipper at this point, man. They're not getting anything done.
Nope, 20-0 in terms of eliminations now for the Titans. They are going to come up here on what may be our fastest Blizzard World time ever.
That's right. Well, Seoul Dynasty trying to defend. Ruins of the Cathedral kind of reflecting the ruins of their defense. Here on Blizzard World, Marvel low health. He got the Zarya shield for just a moment. Trying to turn around a shatter. Could maybe get them some defensive stability. That's 3-4. 4 knocked down by Marvel, but Twilight there with the Transcendence. He managed to avoid the stun somehow. And a big play by Marvel, but one that's not being able to capitalize on. Somin-Su hits nobody with that grab. Whoa, that was a bit ugly.
Michelle low with Vince. His grab gets eaten.
Well, that's a grab you don't need to worry about. Vancouver Titans winning a fight again. Goodbye, Munchkin. Not going to last too much longer. Toby's sound barrier again. Not able to save anybody. And that is a blazingly fast round. And what did we learn, Monty? I'll tell you what we learned. A grab that hits nobody is still better than the grab that gets eaten.
23-0 for Limbs on the Titans attack. They don't set a record, but they certainly are not dying.
I don't know what to say. Seoul tries to attack when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Well, Monty, I've concluded to the fact that I think Seoul's key to beating the Vancouver Titans is for their organization to hire them all.
Oh.
And then by becoming Seoul Dynasty, they can beat themselves.
Oh, I see. But that would require, you know, the dynasty to have sold out, as it were.
Oh. I'm glad we got a bit of a break before the playoffs now.
I mean, this match is incredibly one-sided so far.
Sure is.
The glimpses that we've seen of Seoul's ability to take points or maps has not come in the mirror.
Well, Twilight on Vancouver bringing the long night for Seoul Dynasty. And let's just watch some more plays here. Twilight doing a great job of...
Here's the, I mean, that's just great timing, right?
Jeez,
I mean,
look at that.
He hears the hammer down, and that's when he pops the trance, keeps everybody alive.
Those reflexes, man.
Keeps the perfect map
Sure does.
on the table here for the Vancouver Titans.
It's incredible. Like, how in the world do you push all the way through Blizzard World and not die once?
Titans are pretty good. You know, there's a lot to be said about how strong the 3-3 composition is.
Yeah.
You will never find debate among experts at this game that this is the ideal way to play the meta.
I think you are correct on that one.
It is incredibly powerful.
Yep.
But,
well, something to look forward to, guys. Thursday, 5/16, the 2019 All-Star Game powered by Intel. That's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of fun game modes. I'm going to be hopefully playing on stage. channeling my best Jonak plus Jaehong plus Twilight. I'm like all of those guys combined.
I look forward to seeing it, though.
That's right. You too can watch. I'll allow it. Seoul Dynasty on the attack. And it may look like a fun ride in Blizzard World, but it's been nothing but a nightmare for the Dynasty so far. See what they can get done.
So here we go.
He's going to scout.
Yeah, Symmetra Portal Scout right now, just taking a look at the composition. They are going to find Ryan 3-3. Now, they can play multi-DPS into this if they choose.
They won't, I don't think.
Maybe they see they were looking for the Ana right there. That's the tip-off. So Marvel was actually hunting on the flank just to see what they would get, and Marvel's going to be switching to Winston. So the idea here is because Ana's on the flank, they're going to look to punish Twilight. That's why they switched to the Winston right now.
Well, I think it's a smart idea to target in on Twilight. He has been incredibly good all match, but I got a feeling it's just going to be Marvel getting sleep dart. Oh, big bio grenade on the Soul. 5 people hit by that. And that's not something you can follow up on.
Nope, and they're just trying to dislodge them right now off the high ground. Now, Twilight rotated to be with the rest of his team, realizing when they saw the Winston that that's what they needed to do. Twilight stole the target.
Yeah, that's right. Fired off that sleep dart early, didn't end up needing it as he was safe from Seoul Dynasty on the attack. That said, Michelle going after them. They really want to kill Twilight. He's got the extra armor, and while all the attention is being paid to Twilight, meanwhile, Munchkin is able to take down Bumper.
That was actually really well executed by Seoul.
Push the healing out of it, yeah.
I mean, so basically, they were alternating their movement abilities. First, it was Marvel jumping in. And when the cooldown came in, it was going to be Michelle. As you see this continue to roll through, but...
Marvel down. Michelle does finally take out Twilight. I can't believe he stayed in his mech. But now they're caught in the grab. Sominsu has one already, and they're going to turn it right back onto the Seoul Dynasty and hold 91%, but no point take for the Dynasty.
I mean, it looked so good for a second, but Bumper deciding immediately to come back on the Wrecking Ball was the difference for them.
Yep.
So Seoul couldn't press their player advantage. Now they're coming back. A lot of ults were used, though. Sumitsu's grab, most notably, so they have a grab in return. Remember, Slime is the only one with a really good defensive support ultimate here. That sound barrier is going to have to be quite on point.
He's done well so far, but we'll see what they decide to do. Maybe you just give A over and you try to defend at the choke with more ultimates too. You never know. Soul pushing forward now. Someone's a little bit low. Okay, gets the healing he needs just in case. Marvel jumping in, putting the pressure on, trying to separate the Titans a little bit. One tick to take for the Dynasty. Marvel with the Primal Rage just trying to zone the Titans off. They're going to have to commit the grab though in the end. Sound barrier comes through and Michelle grabs 2 with the self-destruct. Minefield though onto the point right now. I don't think they can turn it around this time though. Finally, Seoul gets the payload moving.
So they finally get it through and they maintain their support ults too.
Up.
So Bumper will be swapping back over to the Reinhardt, most likely actually going to take the Winston here, wants to move in with Marvel into that mirror again, except this time with the Winston 3-3.
Maybe feels he can get the Primal Rage pretty quickly. He is ahead of Bumper in that category as far as all charge goes.
Yeah, so Summon-Su now has the grab, but plenty on the side of the Dynasty to deal with it. It's the nano boost for Bumper.
All right, they're gonna move in, get aggressive right away, trying to supercharge Bumper's ultimate generation, and works pretty well. He's halfway there.
Yep, already starting to catch up here with Marvel.
Yep. All right, here we go. Whoa! Right as Marvel jumps in, they're gonna grab the other members of the team, and Marvel has to go back. Seoul Dynasty.
Bumper already in a Primal.
How in the world did he get that Primal that fast? Marvel's got one as well, but he's had it for a little while now. Trying to chase him down, separate him a little bit. The team's both scattered pretty hard. Seoul Dynasty finally uses their grab, and they're gonna get the kill on the Oxon Slime. So that payload will be able to move forward.
Seoul putting up,
not bad,
having a fighting chance right now here on Blizzard World in spite of that really fast time the Titans have. They started to pick up eliminations, 9 so far on this attack. Already looking a little bit more confident. Bumper says, my time on Winston is over. They changed over to him over to the Winston because they had the nano and knew they could charge really quickly alongside the Graviton, bringing everybody together. This is the level of thinking that Vancouver Titans have, though.
They use it really well.
I mean, it's amazing that they would say, okay, we have grab and nano boost. Let us briefly switch to Winston to get a fast primal.
Yep, just delay as long as they can. Now the nano boost onto Bumper again as he walks forward. Hammer swinging, gets stunned for a second though. He's getting low in health, less than 100. Backs off, gets the heal just in time. already 62% towards that
Grab
shadow.
again.
They got the grab, and there's a nice charge onto Munchkin. Bumper dies in the process, though. But with Fitz dropping as well, Seoul Dynasty can have a hard time pushing this one over the finish line.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to be able to do that. The spawn's just too close for the Titans. Only a minute and a half remaining. Seoul Dynasty with another Graviton Surge, but Slime's going to be there one more time with the sound barrier to answer.
All right, Lucio, I'll check it out. What do you want me to check out? Oh, he's 81% towards his ultimate.
There you go.
Okay, got it. Vancouver Titans, speaking of ultimates, are going to have a good amount to face off against Seoul here with a bit of poking. We'll see how aggressive Seoul wants to go.
I think they should use the self-destruct to engage right here.
That's exactly what it looks like they're going to do. Michelle finds Twilight. Big pick to the Seoul Dynasty. Now they got the 65. Marvel with the Primal Rage, trying to push Bumper away. He's charging. He gets back on. Not going to be knocked off this time, but the grab comes in, and Seoul Dynasty able to complete point B.
So the play there, when you don't have a Zenyatta on the other side, right? So when you throw that self-destruct in early, like we saw Michelle do to engage, if people are caught out in the open, they have to use the sound barrier to stop it right then. And because they're running the Ana, they don't have anything to deal with the Graviton Surge. If they're caught out in the open by the self-destruct, you get a pick or two, and then you still have that Graviton, and that's when the sound barrier comes in. That's really good decision-making, I think, from the Seoul Dynasty side.
Vancouver Titans still with a big chance to win this series, though, because there's only a minute 40 on the clock, and this point can get a bit tricky. Vancouver has the ultimates right now to do it. Bumper going to just walk forward right into the sound barrier of the Seoul Dynasty. There's a grab, though. Somatsu dropping it, and Bumper charges through and gets two. Two supports for one charge. Marvel trying to equalize, but it doesn't make a difference. It's true. Bumper charges multiple targets every time.
That's right. Bumper's so good at Reinhardt. Always gets 2 kills with every charge.
Not a one-target charger. No way. Well, good start to the defense here at the end for Vancouver Titans. Seoul Dynasty now with just a minute remaining to try to push it through the end of point C. Rally, there's Michelle engaging again with the self-destruct. Bumper turns his shield just in time. Seoul Dynasty getting a little bit of space to push, though.
And Bumper's got that shatter, as he always seems to have.
Yeah, he does.
Looking for that opportunity, but he will get pushed back. Bunny hopping his way back.
Oh,
right
Marvel!
Nice stun from Huxall.
Slime down. Marvel in trouble, though. Two members of Seoul Dynasty hit by that shatter, but the grab from Fitz was enough to lock up the Titans for the moment. Twilight pops that Transcendence. There's a shatter from Marvel. Not bad at all. Seoul Dynasty getting the kills. They've got a chance.
They do have a chance, though.
Great
They're going to
play.
try and stagger this out, too, so the Diva will not be there by the time the payload gets over to the point. One last chance here. Twilight switches to Baptiste.
Well, Janu bought time for his team to get back onto the point. We'll see how long Bumper lives. He gets those extra shields from the Hammond.
Somatsu
back again.
grab.
Here, the grab could be big.
Matrix down.
They gotta eat this, man. Michelle has to be ready for this grab. He's not, though. Seoul Dynasty in overtime. Can the Titans win this fight and the series? Twilight's Immortality Field is down. Soul still swinging away on the point. Janu gets nothing, but he gets back in the back. J-Home, though, with a kill onto Hawkstall. And now the sound barrier for Titans as they try to push back in. Maybe Fitz's grab. It is. It's enough to turn the tide. And Seoul Dynasty look like they're at least staying alive here on Blizzard World.
And that's it, Toa, but you know what? It's gonna be rough as we head in because right now, Vancouver have won really this series. It's gonna be very close because there's no time remaining. So the best they can do is draw. That's it. Titans are gonna win this.
You're right. More rumination on that when we come back. Well, as Monty mentioned, the series already won by the Vancouver Titans. Seoul Dynasty not going to get a chance to attack here, really. Vancouver Titans, at the very worst, will be drawing this map, and so even if Seoul win on Escort, it's going to be 2-1, and I think we're going to see some fun stuff coming up.
We definitely are. This is what they always do with large time banks, is they're going to show us the silly stuff. And watch
For
this.
Widowmaker.
Watch this. If they don't win at 2 minutes, they're switching to 3-3, and then they will win.
Twilight to Doomfist. All right, it all makes sense. Jonu Hammond. They're just going at him with the 4 DPS strat here. All right, Hoxall's Genji. It's legendary on this hero, man. This is a hero he made a name for himself on. I mean, it's no Bumper Widowmaker, but you know, oh, Twilight down. Michelle already picking up a kill for Seoul. Hoxall, though, trying to build towards that Dragon Blade.
Yep, they're going to put one more push through. And if it doesn't work, that's when we're going to see the swap-offs here.
Is it as good as his Hanzo, though? That's the question.
The bumper.
Oh, all right, headshot. That was a headshot.
The bumper maker.
The bumper maker. The Widow bumper. So deadly. Or so ineffective. Michelle just going to get the nano boost. Someone's already has a barrage. Slime in a little bit of trouble. Oh, no. He escapes. Marvel manages to charge kill the Pharah. I don't know what's going on anymore, guys. Seoul Dynasty holding the point right now. Bumper got a kill.
Oh, that's huge.
He did it. He killed Jayhawk, and that is big because that Ana's going to take a long time to get back on the defense. Munchkin gets some revenge onto Bumper, though. Jonu in there with the minefield, though. Marvel jumps out of it just in time. Whoa! Hoxall comes in with the Dragon Blade, but Michelle gets 2. Munchkin down, Hoxall with 2 as well. Can he eliminate Marvel? I think he can. That's 3 for Hoxall now.
A solo sound barrier.
I mean, I guess it's just the one tick remaining.
You had to do it, Noah.
Time for some yoga. And Twilight is going to put Jaeyoung to the ground. That's going to be it. Vancouver Titans. Well, I mean, if that last scene in that map on the screen was any indication, that was basically it. Titans with the 3-0. They're going to win this series even harder. Can they get the 4-0? I don't know what was better. Bumper's Hanzo or Bumper's Widowmaker.
It's always a pleasure to cast the Titans, Noah, because you get the crazy stuff, too.
It is, guys. We've got a whole nother map, too. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
You can talk about the Titans being a strong 3-3 team, but there's only one thing that really matters, and that's Bumper's Widowmaker. And just how incredibly unimpressive it was, but even despite that, he did get one headshot.
And it was an important one.
That's right. Yep. Look at that.
Look at
Low
it
health,
there.
juking.
Machine gunning a diva.
Here it comes. Ooh, threading the needle. What a god. Look at that. Yes. You thought his Hanzo was good? No.
You thought his Pharah was good?
Thought his Pharah was good? It was okay. But no. Widowmaker. That's where it's at for this kid.
You know, I love the Titans because you get to see such beautiful, meta, perfect gameplay. And then you also get the insane entertainment of pushes like that, as well as the outrageous entertainment of their trash talking. What doesn't this team offer you? The answer is nothing.
It is a great team. I mean, no matter where you happen to be from, it's hard not to be a fan of the Titans. Well, Junkertown, our last map of this series. Vancouver Titans have done it. They are going to go 14-0 throughout both stages in the regular matches, not counting their playoff wins, of course.
Now, we got to look at that that plus 22 map differential that Titans have their eye on right now because, of course, the shock, should they drop some maps or the series, in fact, to the Dragons, that would be amazing for the Vancouver Titans.
Indeed. Vancouver Titans on the attack here on Junkertown.
Oh!
Naywall, trying to stop a few members of Seoul, get an early pick here.
There's an interesting strat.
That was a nice trick. I like
early on, right now, Twilight, they are going to switch off of this.
I mean, hilariously, this is just Twilight basically doing what Jaehong does.
Yep.
Jaehong was the one who ran Mei on attack on Junkertown as well.
Right.
So I feel like this is almost Twilight saying, hey man, guess who's doing everything better than you now?
This is, I think you're absolutely right, Doa. This is a callback to the Mei attack strats that we saw from Seoul last year on Junkertown. And they're trying to really make a statement here, the Vancouver Titans. Twilight really backing up what he said yesterday.
Twilight saying, I'm the new best flex support in the league. And it's really hard to argue with that. I think even Jonak has to give the crown over at this point.
Hard to say. Twilight's on a better team, so.
True, that is true. I mean, Jonak is great, don't get me wrong, but I think the conversation might need to be had.
I think it definitely does need to be had. Michelle and D-Mac Janu, though, so that will hold things up as the rally used by the Seoul Dynasty.
Yeah.
Bumper gonna get bumped around and pushed back.
It's okay. That's why he named himself Bumper. He's used to it. Solomon Sue is gonna be down. I think that's gonna be the Titans backing off a little bit now. Yeah, Seoul Dynasty built a lot of ults in that as well, so pretty good start to the defense.
Got good value again from the Dynasty. Yep. So going ahead using that rally that Munchkin built up nice and early. Vancouver gonna come back with 6 though.
Seems kind of dangerous to build like a rickety bridge like that between your rusty corrugated tin buildings. That's just asking to get tetanus, man. You're gonna cut yourself on that for sure.
I don't really think that OSHA exists in Junkertown.
In a big robot arena, they care about that? I don't know. Grab from the Dynasty. Oh, Bumper trying to respond though. With that shatter did not work out. They're gonna exit hastily.
That's really good too. So they get Hawksall, and they also force Twilight to use the Transcendence. Soul uses that Graviton Surge, but that's about it. So,
pretty strong defense so far.
Yeah, Soul's looking very good on this defense.
Yeah. Here we go again. Back on payload. Seoul Dynasty with the ults to win this efficiently. Try to ult. There's a grab though. They've got Marvel in there. Michelle pops to self-destruct. Marvel, oh, Janu gets Michelle while he's out of the mech. That's pretty big. Vancouver Titans into 6v5, and now the sound barrier, all that's keeping Marvel between death. But no, Bumper delivers him to Solomon Sue's energy beam, and that is gonna be the end of point A. Vancouver Titans finally taking it.
I mean, yeah, a minute left too. They'll have a smaller time bank than they would have liked, but at least they are not full held here.
Sure.
Soul putting up pretty impressive defense on A, winning a couple of back-to-back team fights to slow them up. As the treasure wagon is going to head now into point B.
That's right. So we call that payload the treasure wagon?
I mean, it looks like a treasure wagon to me, Doa.
All right. Suppose I'll accept that. Makes sense that the place where the pirate ship has sailed the most in Overwatch would be the treasure wagon. It's a treasure galleon if we're seeing the Bastion Orisa strat, though.
That's true. We're going to see Twilight here just looking for it. Soul attempting to hold that high ground at the U-bend.
Yeah.
Marvel playing a bit far forward here, trying to stay behind that cover, but they're not actually pressuring it. They're going to have to wait to drop down here as it rounds the corner.
Indeed. Marvel could be a little bit careful there. Whoa, double Tobelstein all the way. Vancouver Titans, though, coming out ahead on that one. 2 kills for them. J-Home down as well. And Bumper just cleans it up by himself. He's like, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and use this Earth Shatter to get myself another kill or 2.
Why not? Why not?
Why
If you're
not,
Bumper
man?
at this point in time.
Yeah.
We have one of the most electric play styles of tanks that we have here in the Overwatch League.
Indeed.
And Titan's just going to go ahead, and after getting held up on A, they win one fight, take B. So now plenty of time to complete the map.
Yep. Moving up into the high ground already, too. It's leaving Janu on the payload to push that forward while the team pokes a bit, starts to build up more ultimates.
Fire Strike poking, going back and forth right now.
Yeah.
And Vancouver Titans going to be happy to engage in this, considering they are a little bit further down. They're just going to just come up here on the propeller right away.
I mean, they're just going to get aggressive with that. Bumper gets knocked off by the shield bash, though.
They got the rally.
Yeah.
They can go ahead and disengage because the payload's still moving.
Yep. No, the payload has not stopped through all this.
Yeah, Titan's got great value out of pushing forward.
Absolutely. Marvel in a little bit of trouble here. There's a charge from Bumper, but the sound barrier saves him. Shatter comes in from Marvel, but nobody really gets hit by that one. Michelle finishes off Bumper, though. So now with the Rhine out of the way, Soul can push back again.
Yeah, Twilight's Transcendence. He couldn't get there fast enough to save Bumper. There was too much distance between them. Seoul Dynasty choosing the right target to focus down. And they'll be happy to see no more Trance.
It's one of those flex support moments where you're like, oh, man, he went in, didn't he? It's like,
so I've tried to get there as fast as I can.
Like, Bumper is very Leroy Jenkins at times, too, in his style of play.
True.
Not to mix my game metaphors there. All right, Michelle self-destruct. J-Home sitting there with the Transcendence. I feel like they could have gotten a little bit more value out of that one later. Now the grab comes in from Fitz. Counter Shatter knocks down 3. That is just disgusting, man. Fitz does get Hawksall, though.
I mean, Summon Su dying is a really big part right there. So Fitz is getting some exit kills right now, even though there's only a couple members of Soul alive.
Well, they're lucky they killed Bumper at the end of this. Oh, Twilight takes out Fitz. Why not? Vancouver Titans still fighting over this one, but I don't know, man. Oh, wow, they're going to transcend. They're going for it. Dude, Titans putting everything they got into this one.
They realize that if they stagger Michelle because they killed Summon Su, they're going to come back first.
Yeah.
So actually, Twilight's Transcendence decision right there, he needed to use it to stay alive.
I like it.
But now, Michelle not going to be in a great position. Bumper is back.
He is indeed halfway to an Earth Shatter. Meanwhile, Seoul Dynasty definitely looking better in the ult department. Toby's going to have that sound barrier pretty soon. All right, engage with Janu self-destruct. Shields. Oh, Fitz unlucky. Sound barrier not helping him. He didn't have a shield either, apparently. Bumper down, though, so you can always count on the aggression of Bumper to even things up.
I mean, but there's going to be another grab coming in, though. Here we go, hammer down.
Yeah,
but they're just going to wait the Trance out now.
Yeah, why not?
Trying to get the D-back.
Just looking that one in the face, man. He's not worried about it at all.
They need to get the mech off.
Yep, and they will right about now.
Here we go.
Grab, why not? And Twilight gets caught, actually, by that self-destruct. They got to win this one fast. Munchkin the only one there. Marvel tries to charge him, but he can't get there. And the Vancouver Titans finish it.
They can make decisions so quickly. The Vancouver Titans, you know, I can sit here and say their ult sequences like that, but the fact that they're doing that together over comms, while aiming, while playing the game, and just communicating information to each other that I have in a heads-up display, this is what makes the Titans so astounding.
Yeah. Basically, the Titans look like they're all one, like they're all units in an RTS being played by like a super genius. They're all on the same page. So much.
They're like a hive mind. It's amazing.
They are. They have interfaced. That sound effect was kind of like, it sounded kind of like an interface sound effect there. I like it.
It did. And now we're going to head over to an attack round here from the Seoul Dynasty. This is their last chance to pick up a map in this series, and they've got to make it all the way through.
That's right. So Seoul Dynasty on the attack. 49 seconds of the time bank for Vancouver, so not the biggest time bank in the world. If Seoul has a good attack, they can still put themselves ahead in this map anyway.
Twilight just having a little bit of fun on the wrecking ball here. As we wait for the spawn doors to open, he will be heading back and swapping on.
Will he? Oh, he will.
Yeah, they're just going to play the Ryan 3-3.
Yeah.
Give no quarter. Seoul Dynasty. It's what we want to see, though. Maybe mix it up. Maybe go ahead and play the Bastion and the Orisa on this attack.
I don't think so. I think they're going to swap again at the last moment. Yep.
Oh my.
I've seen too many matches this season, Monty. I know what's up.
I mean, this just isn't going to work, right?
Probably.
They're gonna Sonic Arrow. Yeah, nobody waiting outside. And here we go, another Rhine 3-3. It's a fool.
Gonna get aggressive. Oh, Toby! Oh no! He had no chance. All right, Marvel's just like, fine. That's a good decision though, because he's gonna come back a lot sooner. So
that's what you do, man. That's
yeah,
a great
man.
decision.
Yeah, you just eliminate Bumper from the equation, and now they get the Rhine back faster.
Yep, make the trade up. They're at 6 strength already.
I still enjoyed it thoroughly.
Vancouver Titans gonna have to back off, and this means Payload is going to move about 2/3 of the way through this point. So absolutely good decision there by Marvel.
Indeed. Sometimes you have to lose to win, you know? But it hasn't worked yet for Seoul in this match. Marvel at least using that kill to get some distance on that payload. He's got his Earth Shatter in just a second. He's got it now. They're focusing on him pretty hard here. Janu nearly demeched.
Marvel's barrier really low. Bumper just go ahead, hang out there behind the payload, use that for cover. Summon Sue on the high ground, and I mean, see the Soul Tank's chunked out already.
Oh, Shatter does not work out. Twilight
again.
He called it again. He hit that Transcendence midway through the Earth Shatter animation. It's insane. The guy's so good.
And they also matched the Transcendence, so the grab comes in, but enough protection for the Soul members.
Yep. Oh, and now the Shatter from Bumper hits 2 members of the Dynasty. No kills off of that one, but they do stall them out.
A lot of ineffective ults so far. Each team counter-punching in this game right now, but the payload is not moving. Finally, the grab up and available, but so's the sound barrier and the self-destruct.
He's gonna draw the barrier out and the self-destruct. Fitz does kill Summon Sue though, so Seoul Dynasty getting to fight that 6v5, make it a 6v4, as Shehong finally gets a little bit of revenge on the Twilight.
Yeah, that's gonna be it too. Nice knockdown there at the end as well.
Yep.
Seoul Dynasty, they're gonna move through Marvel, using that Shatter just to get some cleanup kills. And now they are going to be on B. Plenty of time. Over 4 minutes for Seoul.
Yep, pretty much. Doing well so far on their attack. Summon Sue's gonna have another grab in just a moment though.
Trying to play the angles right now, see if somebody's going to come around that corner at headshot level.
Yep.
Get a bit lucky, that's how you get times.
You don't run out of ammo, so you might as well go for it.
That's right.
Discord orb on him. J-Home really wants to kill him. Look at that. Oh, Michelle, set it up. They really want to kill Twilight. Yeah, that's right. Got him blowing up. That Discord orbit helps a lot. Summon Sue's ground, probably not going to get used here. Yep, as he's dead. Up or down as well. They're going to reset and try to fight it at the end of B.
I mean, that's still quite a bit of time, nearly a minute taken off at the start of A, though, as both the teams just poking back and forth there before they get the Discord orb down, like you said. Titans now.
I mean, it's just funny how much they are just like, how much they need to kill Twilight at this point.
The disrespect has been real, though.
It's like, you think vampires need blood to survive? Well, Seoul Dynasty needs to kill Twilight to survive. That's like an even greater need. Are they gonna use that grab? Michelle, nobody with the self-destruct. Luckily, Jaehoong there with the Transcendence. Oh, but that's 3! Knocked down by Bumper Shatter.
Touch gets so low.
Yeah, that rally, though, keeping him up for just a moment. Marvel down, though, they couldn't keep him alive. And Twilight's Transcendence keeping everybody on the Titans nice and healthy.
And they switched targets so fast, away from Munchkin, who started using the rally, over to the Reinhardt, who's standing there just outside of that rally range, it looked like. Haksal giving him a greeting before he shield bashes his way back to safety.
Why not? It's nice to be friendly, I guess.
I don't think the Titans have been very friendly this
I don't think so either. I think you're right. I just said it was nice to be friendly. That wasn't necessarily reflective of what we were seeing on the screen right there.
Mr. Rogers would be very disappointed in the Vancouver Titans.
Right. But I think he'd like me. I don't know. Never know, I guess. Janu has the self-destruct. Whoa, all right. Shatter comes in, but nobody really hit by that. Marvel wants that one back. They're gonna have to use Fitz's grab to try to turn this one around. Bumper gets charged out. He's not gonna make it. Twilight kills Fitz though. So there goes Demons, and Twilight kills Munchkin. All right. Twilight coming back, equalizing Twilight. D-Max then kills Michelle. That's 3 in a row for Twilight now. the truly bloodthirsty support here. Jaehoong can only run for cover.
And here he comes. He's still on the front line.
Yes, get him.
No.
Oh! You delved too greedily and too deep.
Summon Su with the finisher right there. Twilight thought he could live with this Arya bubble, but he was wrong.
I almost yelled, kick him in the face, and then I was like, well, maybe Mr. Rogers wouldn't like me so much after all.
Mr. Rogers one time called me his greatest disappointment, though.
He's you're perfect just the way you are. Well, Vancouver Titans, I don't know.
I mean, no ults now.
Yeah.
Maybe a rally on this next push for Seoul, but with a minute left, that's not what you like to see.
Yep. I want Bumper to 360 shatter. Do it. That's how you end a stage. That's how you go 7-0. You come down from the top ropes, you 360 Earth Shatter, Bumper. That's what you do right now.
I love to see that from Bumper. But
do it. He can't hear me, but I wish he could do it. Oh, Summon Su! He's gonna get his grab eaten by Michelle.
Good start to this fight.
Yeah.
Seoul need everything they can get through point B right now.
Yep.
Ult charge just not there for the Dynasty. So many support ults, and Bumper still has that shatter in his pocket.
He does indeed. He's trying to stay hidden. He's trying to be elusive. It's not working very well. He's huge. He's Reinhardt. Shatter again. Oh, he gets the punch. Gets two crucial members. Self-destruct comes in, though, to protect, but Marvel just cannot stay alive. And with 10 seconds remaining, it's going to take a miracle for Seoul to turn this fight around. And with Fitz dead, it's not going to happen. This is where the payload stops, and this is where the Vancouver Titans go 7-0 in Stage 2.
They lock it up 4-0, padding that map differential. Titans continue to dominate the Overwatch League.
It is insane to watch this Vancouver team. Nobody, aside from the San Francisco Shock, have ever really seemed to make these guys sweat.
Yeah, it's been very one-sided outside of those stage finals. And, you know, when we look at how NYXL played today, it seems somewhat inevitable that these two teams are going to clash again in the finals of Stage 2.
Yep. Wow, and Twilight, you know, talking big in that last interview, but he delivered. Definitely cementing himself as one of the best of the new guard flex supports here in the Overwatch League. Obviously, this guy had a ton of history back in Korea. We casted him in like 2016 or something like that, 17.
Back in the day.
He was a great Ana then. He's even better now. Now, we will go to Danny, who has an interview with a very special tank. Standing by, it's the world's greatest Widowmaker, Bumper.
Matindo, thank you very much. That is true. I am here with Bumper from Vancouver Titans. Everybody make some noise for Bumper. Woo! Congratulations. With today's win, you guys have now successfully completed the 17-match win streak and 2 perfect stages. Bumper, my question is simple. Why are you guys so good? How are you guys so powerful? And why are you guys so undefeatable? 자, 오늘의 승리로 17연승을 성공하셨고요. 연승에 성공을 하셨고요. 또 스테이지 1, 스테이지 2 전승에 성공을 하셨습니다. 왜 이렇게 밴쿠버 팀은 센 건가요? 그리고 어떤 팀이 밴쿠버를 이길 수 있을까요?
그냥 제가 너무 잘해서 저희 팀이 센 것 같고요. 저희 팀을 이길 팀은 뭐 운 좋으면 이길 수 있는 팀이 있겠죠?
I just want to say I feel like we're undefeatable and we're so powerful because I'm playing really, really well. And also, I feel like a team could beat us if they get really, really lucky. And yeah, as of right now, I don't think that's the case so far. Well, and also today we've seen some interesting hero plays from you. We saw you hopping on the Widow, and we've seen you play Hanzo and Pharah. So my question is, maybe in the near future, what damage dealing hero are you going to play next? 자, 오늘은 위도우를 좀 쓴 걸 봤고요, 저희가. 한조도 봤고, 파라도 봤고. 다음에 좀 어떤 딜러를 쓰실 예정이신가요?
뭐 SNS에서 뭐 추천 같은 거 해주시면 제가 한번 봐서 할게요. 골라서.
Alrighty, everybody. So Bumper is actually telling you guys on social media, on Vancouver Titans social media, if you actually pick a DPS hero that you want Bumper to play, he is going to play that hero next. Get on that. Get on Twitter, everybody. Thank you so much, Bumper. Monty and Duo, back to you guys.
this is just how good the Titans are, guys. Is that, like, they're good enough to the degree that their main tank is letting fans vote on what UKS player is going to play in an official match next.
You can literally make him play Mystery Heroes, people.
I know,
I don't know what to tell you.
Go for it. Go Torbjorn. That's all I got to say. They're up to 17 wins in a row. If you include those playoff matches from stage 1, we have never had a team look this good in the Overwatch League.
No, and I think the Titans too, you also have to remember that their win streak technically goes back into Korea contenders.
Yeah.
The last time they lost was July of last year.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yep, the last time they lost as a squad, yeah. Well, let's look at the standings overall. The Titans up there with plus 22, but Shock basically have to lose in order to not take that spot away from them tomorrow.
Yes, that is how it is, because even if the Shock win 3-2, obviously we'll be going up, but overall season, Titans, you know, they have been sloppy. They have dropped maps here and there to certain teams. Shock, however, you know, the exciting story for them tomorrow is going to be that they are coming up on potentially a perfect stage. So now we have the Titans who have not lost in 2 stages, but Shock may go 7-0, and they may not even lose or draw a map. That is crazy. Like, these teams are so much better than the rest of the competition. It is amazing.
I love it. It can only end one way in the playoffs as far as I'm concerned. Let's take a look at our Omen by HP player of the match. It's Twilight. We talk a lot about Bumper, but man, this guy played out of his mind today. This is one of the best performances by one of the best flex supports already. Look at that sleep dart. Who does that? I'll tell you who. It's Twilight.
And you know, this is the 3rd time now that we've seen a Titans victory. Might be the twilight of the gods here for the old gods of Seoul Dynasty, Jae-Hong and Toby.
I think so, man. It's time to usher in the new pantheon, and Twilight is right up there, man.
Just so good on the Ana. So many sleep darts. As Mr. X pointed out, halftime about 1 minute before the half. And
really solid.
Coming back out with the Zenyatta mostly in the final 2 maps. And of course, stacking up, you know, casually on Zenyatta, twice as many final blows as deaths. That's always a lovely stat to have.
Yeah. Wow, what an awesome series. That's going to be, that was a really fun one, actually.
It was really
for the
fun.
Seoul Dynasty to get wrecked like that, but man, it's fun to see that as well. Well, guys, we have one more match coming today, and it's going to be a pretty fun one. Chengdu Hunters taking on the LA Valiant. Chengdu Hunters, another team that really need to win with a high map differential to try to make sure that they stay in the Stage 2 playoffs. So, going to be a vital one. Don't miss it. We'll be back with another match right after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.